Well, good morning. This is JRC99US coming once again semi-live from the JRC99US Mobile, aka my truck. Well, everybody, it's been an interesting last couple of days. I thought I would do one of these for two topics I wanted to talk about, possibly a third, but that's actually going to be a video for something later, which is going to be really cool, so stand by for that. Alright, so, the biggest thing, we'll start with the biggest one. The biggest one being Starfleet Academy, quote-unquote Star Trek, aka New Trek, Starfleet Academy. So, like I said in my Tron Ares review, I decided, you know what, I'll give them a chance. If I'm able to get access, I will give them a chance because I want to see this dumpster fire for myself. Yes, I have my presuppositions, but you know what, sue me. Anyway, I got access. Funny enough, it was actually here on YouTube. They released the first episode called Kids These Days. And so I went in knowing that I was going to watch a complete crap show, and boy was I right. Once again, New Trek starting off in their usual dystopic, dark, we can't buy light bulbs for our set future, or ships, or whatever. Starts off with this huge tragedy of a Tellarite, I don't remember how his name is pronounced, who is played by Paul Giamatti, the main villain, who's supposed to be like the right-wing conservative. I'm not going to say MAGA, because MAGA's not conservative. But we have him playing the main bad guy. We know he's the bad guy from all the previous clips and everything, you know. Holograms walking around the same bridge layout as his own. Weird. Anywho, we get into this horrible, tragic story of a mother and son who are detained by Federation officials or officers. And the bad guy, of course, was the one who really committed the crime, but this mom and son, especially the mom, was an accessory to this crime. What was the crime? Murder! That's right. The bad guy that Paul Giamatti plays is the main bad guy because, get this, he murdered a Starfleet officer flying a shuttlecraft to deliver food. So, yeah, so let's kind of back that up, okay? But let me get this straight, okay? I know that Starfleet Academy takes place in the future, I think the 30th century. And for some reason, and I know according to these STD verse, that apparently Starfleet died when a sad kid screamed and killed all the dilithium pretty much in the entire galaxy. And yeah, so anyway, trying to be a long story short, I don't want to give too much of a review because I didn't get away all through the episode before I was like, I'm done, I can't do it anymore. So you're telling me that Starfleet in the 30th century has Starfleet officers doing milk runs, doing food runs, just what, I guess replicators died too? Why would any... And then also it's like, wait a minute, wait. So this guy, he's supposed to be a Tellarite, by the way. So this Tellarite murders a Starfleet officer who is transporting food, as if food is scarce in the 30th century, and especially with the revitalization of the Federation. Okay, anyway, moving on. So apparently this mom was starving to death along with her son, and she hired this guy to get him food. And then she found out that, oh no, he actually murdered someone. It's like, that's not the right way I did it. So anyway, they go to this like little tribunal, enter Holly Hunter, and they did the most irrehensible, evilest thing that the Federation could do. What? They separated a deadbeat mom from her son. Yeah, that's morally irreprehensible. Just, I can't believe it. I mean, a totally deadbeat mom because she couldn't find food in the Federation. Or she hired a guy to go steal food in the Federation. I mean, just think about that long. You know, I know they're trying to compare it to immigration, but holy crap, they are in the Federation. And the whole point of Star Trek was that they eliminated, the biggest thing they eliminated was hunger. Everybody could eat. That was the big utopia that Gene Roddenberry built, and guess what? They can't find food. Well, I guess that communist utopia that everybody keeps saying Star Trek is apparently came true, because there's no food. And everybody knows that the F in communism stands for food. Excuse me. So, fast forward, Holly Hunter is having ice cream day on Bajor, and then of course, what's his name from the Mummy series appears, and we're supposed to be all like, "Oh, look who it is!" Oh, and apparently they just want to make her Chancellor, and then Chancellor of the new Starfleet Academy. We find out why she resigned from Starfleet, because once again, the worst thing you could ever do is separate a deadbeat mom from her child. Oh my gosh. Does nobody have CPS anymore? I mean, for crying out loud, I have seen so many people think that the whole separating kids and parents and illegal immigration is terrible. Yet these are the same people that have no problem calling CPS on white, straight Christian families to separate their children because they're not teaching about transgenderism. I definitely know that's happening around in Europe, but the thing is that they're trying to get it done here in the United States. In fact, they did do it, I think, a couple of times, is where they were separating children from their parents because they weren't teaching gender ideology. So, oh my gosh, we couldn't do that because, once again, a deadbeat mom hired a Tellarite to steal food in the Federation in the 30th century. Anyway, I was like, okay, all right, let's just move on. And we did. We get to the USS Athena because, of course, it's called the Athena. So we get moving on to the Athena. We see the Doctor again. We find out that the best of the best, the cream of the crop, the ones who are going to go to Starfleet Academy, one of them swallowed their comm badge. Yeah. This overweight, now I won't lie, I know I'm a fat dude myself, but for crying out loud, I'm not trying to enroll in Starfleet Academy right now. I'm also almost 45, and I'm a dad, so I got the dad bod. This girl looks like she's probably in her 20s, and she's definitely in a plus size. The plus size young female cadet who seems to be suffering from anxiety decided to swallow her comm badge. Holy moly, Gargonzoli, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you in just a second. So anyway, we're moving on. We're getting ready for the Athena to pull out a space dock. But here's the thing. There was one thing that actually made me raise my eyebrow in a good way. Holly Hunter introduces herself to the bridge crew. Now, the amazing thing, the big thing was that, oh my gosh, they have males on there. In fact, I think I see a white male. Holy moly! They're allowing white males back onto the bridge. That is amazing. So anyway, she introduces herself, and she's kind and she's gentle. And I was like, okay. I started thinking through my brain. You know what? When they do reboot Star Trek, and they will, I can see Holly Hunter doing something like this for sure in real Star Trek. And then it's time to pull out a space dock. Alrighty, clear all moorings, engage thrusters and all this other stuff. Well, and then all of a sudden we get a scene where Holly Hunter jumps into the captain's chair, and as I've described before, and lounges in it like a teenager in a lazy boy. I've posted this all up and down, and at that moment, I was done. I really didn't care. Because I'm like going, okay, maybe that could be something I would see, like, Captain Picard did that in his quarters. He did that in his ready room. He lounged about, but it wasn't in front of everybody else. When it was time to be on the bridge, it's time to be a leader. It's time to take command. I mean, for crying out loud, it was also pulling out a space dock. You don't sit in there like you're ready to play a video game. You're getting ready This is apparently the Athena is the first ship of the new Starfleet Academy. And what do we get? We get teenage millennials, Zooper, I don't know, Zoomer, whatever, Gen Alpha, like jumping in the chair, like, all right, it's time to turn on the PS5 and let's go to town. Like she's getting ready for a Twitch screen. Anyway, after I saw that, I shut off. I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I tried. I really did. Yeah. So, in conclusion of this, and I know this is going kind of long, but please bear with me. In conclusion, I want to say this again. The Pucard Season 3 Shillers did this. We got this because of Pucard Season 3. The Shillers did this. I posted it to Neurotic on X saying, because you shilled for a New Trek show, we got more New Trek. And here we are. Now, this is supposed to be the last New Trek show because apparently, really, for real, Alex Kurtzman and Secret Hideout are out. Now that Skydance has purchased Paramount Pictures, we are hoping for that David Ellison, I think that's his name, forgive me, is supposed to be replacing Alex Kurtzman. And we have a ton of people who know how to write actual good sci-fi and how to write good Star Trek. So it gets this be full flustered. So anyway, that's my review of Starfleet Academy, the worst of the worst, from the byproduct of shilling for Pucard Season 3. So there we go. All right, to my second topic, and I know we're in about 12 minutes, but please bear with me. I wanted to talk about this for a long time because I actually drive one of these things. In fact, if you can hear in the background all the rumbling and noises, I am driving my truck, which is a Toyota Tundra, a 2018 Toyota Tundra. I've been wanting a Toyota Tundra since 2007. I fell in love with the second gen design because I was like, wow, that looks like a truck, like a real tough looking truck. And the thing is, come to find out, the Toyota Tundra is one of the best trucks that was ever made. In fact, I'm sporting that awesome 5.7 liter V8 I-Force, and this thing is a beast. And it's been proven pretty much twice to be the million-mile engine. So I am so happy to have this. My wife bought this for me almost over a year ago, and it's been running like a top. And so I wanted to talk about another thing, which was the third gen Toyota Tundras, which have been an absolute disaster for Toyota. Pretty much any new truck or SUV from Toyota has been an absolute disaster since 2022, especially the Tundras. Not only did Toyota decide to revamp their entire platform, they also decided to reduce the engine. That's right. We went from the mighty 5.7 liter V8 to a 3.4 liter V6. But wait, we got the hybridized version, and we have twin turbos, or nothing at all. All right. So the thing is, as everybody knows in the car world, if you're bearing with me on this one, in the car world, that V6 has been literally grenading itself since 2022. Now, I've seen some people here on YouTube who still have a third gen that did not grenade itself, which is a freaking miracle in itself. But anyway, we have the 3.4 liter V6, a super downgrade from the 5.7 liter V6. And of course, the thing is that the issue with the grenade of the V6s is the fact that there was they claimed there was machining debris in the engines. Later on, it found out that the biggest thing that was causing these things to die was the crankshaft bearings. And I saw a video of a guy who broke down a V6 that seized after only being on the road for 28,000 miles. 28,000 miles. My gosh, a Toyota died at 28,000 miles. My dad's car was a 1991 Toyota 1990 Toyota Camry wagon, and that thing was a tank. And when I sold it, which I regret to this day, it had 7,000 miles on it. And honestly, I could have driven it for another 100,000 miles, if not more. That thing was a beast. It was a tank. And that's what made me a Toyota loyalist. So anyway, the thing is that there's two things that not a lot of people are talking about. I work in IT. I work in computers. I've been doing that since 2005. Actually, technically, I've been doing that since I was a kid in 1993. There's a term that we use in the computer world, and I'm sure it's used anywhere else. It's a term called overclocking. And what that is when when you go into the BIOS of any computer, you can adjust your CPU, which is the brain of your computer, or the engine of your computer. You can adjust your CPU to run at faster speeds, not just the ones that it's already pre-programmed with it. Now, you have that option because sometimes you need a speed boost on occasion and stuff. But I've known people who when they discovered overclocking, everybody just started overclocking their CPUs, so that way they would run faster and they can show like, check it out, I can definitely PC game now that I overclocked my CPU. Well, overclocking your CPU means you're going to make it run faster and you're going to make it run hotter, which means you're going to kill it quicker. So the thing is that you're overclocking a CPU to run hotter and faster than it was originally built to do. So what is it going to do? It's literally going to mechanically and physically fail because you overheated it. So here's the thing. Toyota had this great idea of let's reduce our V8 to V6s and have them pretend to be a V8. You cannot physically make a V6 be a V8 because it never will be. That's physically impossible. So what do? Oh, let's throw turbos on it. Oh, let's throw a hybridized motor on it. Great idea. Let's make a V6 imitate a V8. You overclocked a V6. And that's why, honestly, I know the grenade. Everybody keeps talking about the bearings, and I've seen them. It's terrible. But I can guarantee you this. If you overclock anything, mechanical, electronic, anything, it will kill it quicker. And that's what we are seeing. And also, one final note, these third-gen Tundras are just absolutely ugly. They look like a Chevy or a Ford. Now, I'll be fair. I'm not trying to dig on Chevy or Ford, okay? But if I wanted a Chevy or a Ford, I'll go buy a Chevy or a Ford. But I don't. The reason I wanted a Tundra was because this looked like it was a truck, like it was ready to go do truck things. And the simplicity of my truck also is that's what I love about it. But the great thing is I grabbed one when I could, because right now the second-gen Tundras are being scooped up by everybody, including the dealerships. The dealerships know they have a crap truck on their hands, and they're trying to get everybody into those crap trucks and give them the second gen so they can actually make money. These second gens are making a boatload of money because this is what people want. Now, will Toyota go back to the V8? Probably, but you're going to have to do a whole revamping. People are not going to want to see that ugly third-gen design. They're going to want to see a V8 and something that looks like a second-gen, or something maybe just as cool. But I think, honestly, the second-gen is the best-looking Toyota Tundra. First-gens, awesome trucks, but they just look like every other truck during that time. So, anyway, that's my twofer for the day. I know it's been almost 20 minutes. Thank you for bearing with me, but I had to get my voice in because, well, a lot of times people like to hear my reviews. If you didn't like to hear my review, I'm sorry I wasted 20 minutes of your time. So this has been a twofer, one about New Trek, Teenagers in Space, and the Chevy Ford Toyota Tundras. Or excuse me, the Toyota Silverado or the Toyota F-150. Alrighty guys, this is JRC99US coming semi-live from inside my 2018 Toyota Tundra, which I love to death. Alrighty guys, talk to you later. Bye-bye.